Welcome to my binery-code channel again. So today I'm going to demonstrate you how we can use API gateway into our project. So basically, since I was working on several projects using Spring Boot and some other technologies, so we have already set of microservices available. So actually I have started them up in my IntelliJ idea. So let me see now. Let me show you the exact things I have. So I have this service, which is the gateway that I'm going to show you today, right? So then I have some other this application, demo application. Let me take it there as well. Okay, this is our demo application that we were dealing with in past few videos related to a user entity. And then apart from that, I have some my own project, so that I have exposed certain web services as RESTful endpoints. So those two services, so now I'm going to integrate those two and expose them using an API gateway. So to explain what API gateway is, first of all, let me show you a small image. So this is a sample image that I took from the internet. Of course, I just searched the API gateway and used it. So what the API gateway actually does is it is like a middle layer where the clients tend to access instead of accessing the actual microservice or the web service, right? So we can have multiple microservices in the microservice architecture. Like we create so many services, right? So and when we exposing them, we use an API gateway and we expose all these microservices which are running in different ports with different names under a one port with the API gateway. So for a user, say for example, this number one microservice is a user-based service. Then the second one is the product service. So the third one is something else. So if someone wants to access the user service, so this client need to know the exact IP and the port of this user service. And then if they want to access the other product service, they need to access this service with its port and its IP address. So which is like little bit not that easy. Actually, it's not that tough, but it's not the best way. So what we do with the API gateway is we route all these requests through the API gateway to each of the services, so that the client users will only see this one API gateway exposed with one single port and with one particular IP. So the role of this API gateway would be to accept the incoming request from the clients, and then with the configs that we have provided to the API gateway, it will route it to the relevant microservice. Okay, so let's see how we can easily create an API gateway with the Spring Boot. So with the Spring Boot, actually we had some dependencies like Netflix, Soul. Those are some of the dependencies that we can here, yeah, we can say Netflix, Soul proxy. Let me see this cloud. Yeah, so Eureka discovery client. There are so many libraries that we can use as API gateways, but in this case I'm going to use the latest Spring Cloud routing for this one. For that, what you can add actually is you can say gateway, and it would show me the dependency that I need to add here, right? So which is the Spring Cloud routing, right? Let me remove it and add anyway. Gateway, yeah, this one, gateway Spring Cloud routing. So I select it. So then the rest of the things, I think most of you are familiar. So I'm going with the Maven project, Java, and you can name the project whatever the way you want, and you can simply generate the project. So that's the only dependency that we need for this project. So to save us some time, I have already opened up this project in the IntelliJ idea, right? So let's see. So here it has this application, so the main application, the Java file as well. Then we have to add few configs, to configure this API gateway in such a manner that it accepts requests from the clients and it routes them to certain application. So in my case, I have few applications running. So I have one application running in port 8084. So, and I have integrated Swagger into that one as well. So if you just refresh the page, you can see the list of services that is available on port 8084, right? So the other service is there as well, so which is running on port 8080. Sorry, right, yeah. So it has only two services, which is the application that we used to demonstrate some of the previous videos that I did, right, like CRUD operations and Swagger integration and live, right? Okay, so now we have two applications running. Let's say two microservices, for example, right? So this one we could say user microservice, and for this complete one I would say the product service, right? There are so many services, so I would just say it's kind of like a production service, right? So now the importance of this service actually here, the API gateway, is that if we expose this particular service, the Swagger URL, right, so it will give the access to all the services that we have. We can restrict it by Swagger, but we might be exposing all of these services to a third party, right? So that's not that wise, right? Even same in this case, right? So say for example, now we have two different services, user controls and the dummy controls, and we want to expose only the users, not the dummy controller service, to a third party client, right? And we don't want to be exposing this our port that the server is running on, so we want to hide that from an external party, right? Because there could be so many vulnerabilities, so many threats outside the world, right? So we use the API gateway to do that. So how we are going to do that is, right, so here I am starting my API gateway on port 9000, right? And then we have to add little configs here, which is a Spring Cloud Gateway, right? And then I am adding the routes here, right? So I name my first one, which is running on port 8084, as prod service, right? Anything that you can give, and I provide the URL, right? And then the predicate is what tells this API gateway to allow URLs that only matches this predicate, right? Say for so when we say localhost 9000, which is the port of the API gateway, and when we type like this, these are the only specific URLs that is allowed via the API gateway, right? So say for example, if we have something like v2 there, it is not accessible, right? So let me go back to the code and show you what exactly I'm talking about here, right? Here actually, so we are in the request mapping, we are saying v1 API and item, right? So most of my services follow the same pattern, v1, the version 1 of the API, item, right? So if in case if I have another controller which contains like v2, so that service will not be exposed via the API gateway. So that's what we are trying to handle there using the API gateway, right? So then the other service, user service. So now user service is actually running on a different port, which is 8080, right? And let me go and open the user service project as well. So here it's accepting this user as the predicate, right? And I have couple of controllers here. The other one is dummy. So now say for example, I don't want to expose this dummy service to the outside world, right? I just want to expose this user, right? So in that case, what you can do is you can simply go to the gateway, you can allow only user, and then all the URLs that supports user will be allowed via the API gateway. So I have already started this API gateway as well. So it's the similar way that we start normal Spring Boot application, right? So let's see now. So for the first time, let me go to my older service. So let's say item type controller, and yeah, this has a simple get request. I'll try it out, execute. So which would give me all the item types which is available in the DB, right? So the URL goes like 8084v1, so which is the exact microservice that I'm exposed to. So the same service I am going to access via the API gateway now. So to access that, I use localhost 9000 v1 API item type, right? I just hit enter. Yeah, so this works. Let me close the browser and show it to you, right? Okay, yeah, it loads all the items that was there. So now we are accessing this particular service using the API gateway, and let's inspect and see if we can figure out where the actual service is. And so when we refresh, and here we in the network tab, when you go to the network tab, you can see the request made. So it says the request was made to localhost port 9000 v1 API items, and it does not tell any information about the the server where actually the service is hosted on, so which adds an extra security layer itself, right? So now the other thing, now I am only exposing the user, right? So but I have something called dummy service in this project itself. So this is the user controller and this is the dummy controller. So I have this dummy service. So let's go and see if we can see the dummy service there, right? So let's dummy and say hash. No, it's not visible, right? But if we say user, we have few users in the DB, I guess. Yeah, we have one user. So you can check exactly the same users here. You can actually go to this Swagger and try it out. So here we are getting the same result. So this is the same exact result that we are getting from the API gateway. So API gateway simply routes the request to the microservice that we are intending to, as we have specified. So one thing I want to bring into highlight is that this restriction. Say now instead of allowing only user, I want to expose all the services which is in the user service, right? So to apply the changes, I'll have to restart the server and let's see if we can access all the services which are exposed in this user service. Let's okay, started. Okay, let's go here. Now the user should be working as it was. It's working. So now I'm trying the other one, which is the dummy one, right? And yeah, we get the results. So I think this is the exact thing that we get. Yeah, so let me show it to you again. Let's check it. Okay, we get the dummy 1 and dummy 2 values from the service. So now we are not restricting anything from the route from the API gateway, right? So we are allowing everything. So but in case if you want to allow only user, you can add that part to here. So this is the way that you can restrict certain endpoints which is written in your microservice, not exposed to the outside world, right? So you can use the API gateway. So the advantages, there are so many advantages. So one is like you can provide the client with one single URL and one single port, and then the client does not know where the actual services are deployed in, which ports they are exposed on, and we don't want to expose all of the services, right? We can only expose the services that actually the clients need. So those are some of the very valuable things. And yeah, not only that, we can even do load balancing with this API gateway, so that I will cover in a later video. So I hope this will give you some idea how we can use this Spring Cloud routing to create an API gateway and allow the traffic that comes to our microservices like routed through a one gateway, and how we can block certain requests, how we can secure certain endpoints using the API gateway. So I think that's pretty much it for today. So if you like my video, please hit the subscribe button and like the video. And if you have any other comments or any questions, or if I made a mistake, please comment below. And hope to bring another video and see you guys soon. Bye bye.